Welcome into Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Ian, Shaka and Craig with us today. Craig, first off, I noticed you're in the show. What are those crystally things on your mantelpiece behind you?
It's not my mantelpiece.
Well, who's
the wife's?
Well, it's your house. Do you have designated mantelpieces throughout the place?
I can't look round, so I don't.
Why can't you look round? What's wrong with your neck?
I'm in my basement, and so we don't. This is not the most furnished part of the house. If you want to see the fireplace, the backdrop from the fireplace in the lounge, which runs directly above this, obviously, then I'll move the camera up there tomorrow.
No, I'm just wondering what those crystals were for. That was it. And is that a Christmas tree by you as well?
Christmas tree. The other side, Craig.
This side. Hold on.
Looks like, oh, what's that?
Come here.
What's it?
I don't know what is it. I don't know what it is.
It looks like a little Christmas tree.
It is a little Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's a furnishing.
There you are.
The crystal. Hold on.
Yeah, what
All right, listen.
There you go. Oh, that's definitely something you purchased.
Hear that?
Yeah. What? Surely it's not meant to make that noise.
It's what you call a soft furnishing.
Oh, beautiful.
I believe.
Thank you very much. HGTV, here we come. Lovely. And Shaka, obviously, big Tim Howard fan.
Yeah, very clearly.
Beautiful.
His favorite number is 36.
There you go. And Ian's just got every cushion in the house in his conservatory behind him.
And they're very comfortable as well. It's a luxury setting for you.
It is beautiful. Right. Enough of this nonsense. After having seen players like De Bruyne, Lukaku, Salah, and now Coutinho and Gnabry, do clubs ever look back and review why some players didn't shine at their clubs that have been a revelation since they've left, Ian?
That's a very good question, yeah, because I think it's like horses for courses almost. It seems some players just don't fit in when they go to a new club. I remember Ian Wright telling me that when he played for Crystal Palace, he didn't feel there were any expectations on him. He felt like he was still playing for his Sunday league team. They were grateful if he banged in goals. They were grateful if he won. Then he went to Arsenal and he suddenly thought, they expect me to score and they expect us to win playing well, and really felt the weight of that. So I think that can happen to players. But, you look at someone like Serge Gnabry, he couldn't get in West Bromwich Albion's team.
Yeah.
They were playing in the Championship. Now look at him, a king of Europe.
How do you explain it all, Craig?
I don't know, really. It's hard. It's hard. I know ownership will look back at Salah and De Bruyne and think, well, that was a complete disaster, because look at them now. Coutinho, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think Liverpool will be crying about Coutinho. Obviously they've had great success, and he's had success because he's gone on loan to Bayern and won the Champions League. But sometimes you just move to a different club and you look. The one thing is, you get the big move because you've been successful at the previous club and you've performed well. But you've already done the hard work there. You've won over the fans. You've got the respect of your teammates, and you're super confident. Then you go to the new club and you've got to start all over again, because the Barcelona fans don't care what Philippe Coutinho did at Liverpool. Like, they don't care what he's doing at Bayern Munich if he's coming off the bench and scoring. But they care what they're seeing every second week at the Camp Nou. And that's a pressure. And with that pressure, some people are able to handle it better than others. And that's the only thing, apart from, injury and illness, or maybe a bad attitude, that's the only thing you can put it down to, because clearly the talent is there with all these players. But that doesn't guarantee that if you pay 150 million for something done, it's going to work.
How did you handle it, Shank?
Handle what? No, nobody ever regrets selling me. That's a big difference there. Listen, this is it's nothing new. Listen, the style in Serie A clearly suits Lukaku better than it did in Manchester United. De Bruyne just needed time to mature. This is nothing new. It's part and parcel of the game. Arsenal sold Andy Cole back in the day. Manchester United sold Gerard Piqué. Different time, different name. That's all.
Ian, how seismic would it be on the fan base revenue of Manchester United if Messi joins Manchester City? How have United come to the point that the best player in the world isn't even considering United at all?
Well, do we actually know that he isn't considering Manchester United? Because they wouldn't be shouting it from the rooftops if they were talking behind the scenes. So we don't know that as a premise, but it does look like Manchester City would be favourites because of all the Barcelona connections at Manchester City, and maybe Messi would be more popular there. But hey, Manchester United might get Jadon Sancho. That deal could still go through, and you know there might be people who'd say that's a better bit of business than a 33-year-old Messi on £100 million wages a year.
So Ian, you're saying Jadon Sancho is better than Messi?
No. Of course not. But I'm saying with potential, the potential of Jadon Sancho is enormous.
But I go back to a point I made, I think yesterday or earlier, about coaching staff and managers. Sir Alex Ferguson and his pomp was a draw for many a top player, right? A huge draw. Obviously, the club is a draw. Huge club. One of the biggest in the world. But then you look down at management and who I'm working with. And that's a bit of an issue, I think, in terms of some players, I think, with Solskjaer in there. If it had been Ferguson, his pomp, Guardiola, Klopp, people like that's a different scenario. But it's not. It's a coach who has yet to prove that he can really mix it with the big boys. So, you know, that's one of the things United were able... I mean, Dimitar Berbatov, I believe Robin van Persie, maybe. There was 2 or 3 players that Ian will know this better than me. Certainly Berbatov was one of the things that Man City, when he arrived in Manchester off the flight, he was going to Man City. By the time he got down the stairs from the plane, he was going to Man United. That's the wheeling and dealing that David Gill and Sir Alex Ferguson used to be able to pull off.
Let me ask this though, Dan. When has United attracted top world-class talent from outside of the Premier League, as
Pogba.
This tweet is suggesting? Fair enough. Pogba returned, but outside of that, you know, you see, my thing is, I think because of Ronaldo, who of course arrived long before he was considered, you know, top player in the world. Everybody feels that United is the home for the world's best. And, you know, other than Pogba returning, I'm not sure that holds true for anybody else who arrived at Old Trafford.
Question for Shaka. Do you think Chelsea should give Kepa another season? Possible learning from a defence orchestrated by a new defensive coach and Thiago Silva?
No, I think Kepa has fallen out of favour with the manager. I think his confidence has taken far too big a knock now. I still think he's a talented goalkeeper, but as we were discussing a couple of tweets ago, sometimes it's just not a good fit, and you need to move on to improve. And I think that's the position that Kepa now finds himself in. I think it's best for both club and player that they move on. Easier said than done, given the price tag and the wages, though.
Huge problem, isn't it, for Lampard, Ian?
Yeah, it is, but I don't think he fancies this goalkeeper at all. In fact, I know he doesn't. He doesn't like his form. He thinks he should be making more saves than he has done. I don't think he's overly impressed by his attitude as well. So don't be surprised at all if between now and the beginning of October, Chelsea have a new goalkeeper.
I don't for 1 minute think, Chelsea need a new goalkeeper. I think we know that, and they just don't like him. And I agree. I think Ian's right. I think it's more than the mistakes. I think there are other, and it goes back to, and I think we said this a couple of months ago. I hark back to this incident with Maurizio Sarri at Wembley when he wanted Kepa to come off the field over a year ago, and he wouldn't come off. And those scenes of Sarri almost headbutting the wall on the way up to the tunnel because he couldn't get his way. It smelled of arrogance from the goalkeeper. But it reminds me of, in some way, of a manager said to a former goalkeeping teammate of mine, said, "I love you as a lad, but every time the ball comes in the penalty box, you give me the heebie-jeebies." So he was out.
That was it.
That was it. He was done.
Question for the boys. Does Messi and Suarez leaving mean that it opens up a big possibility for Coutinho, Dembele and Griezmann, etc. to showcase their talent without the pressure of pleasing the king? Shaq?
Wait, what was it? What? With Messi leaving?
Were you not listening? So with Messi and Suarez leaving...
Good Lord.
You've got Dembele, and then you've got Griezmann. It's their chance to shine.
I think we've seen more than enough of Dembele and Griezmann to suggest that, again, it's not a good fit. Messi leaving, I don't think changes that. I don't feel that either their feelings was because, you know, they were pandering to Messi or anything of the sort. I don't get that. I don't get that question or that suggestion at all.
I think Danny was possibly having what we know as one of his mid-show naps there.
Yes.
You know how
it just didn't make sense.
He likes to have a little doze off while off camera now and again.
One of those long blinks.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. That's when you know it's coming.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.